Okay, hello guys, welcome to another video tutorial by Nocode Africa. In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through how to implement the backend of this particular application, right? So this particular UI was gotten for free from the Figma community, so all credit goes to the designer. If you're looking for this particular UI, you can check the description under this video and you will be able to see the link to this UI on Figma. All right, so we're going to be building the backend for this particular application. It's more like an online doctor consultation application, right? Allows you to meet with more like medical professionals, right? Yeah, so emergency consult with your recommended doctors. So and then we have like all these categories here, you know, psychologists, ophthalmologists, dentists, cardiologists, all of this here. So it's like really cool application, and so we just decided to like build it up and use the tutorial to teach you how to build apps without coding. So we're going to be working on this app right from the beginning to the end without coding. So the front end of the application was created by Temidayo, right? So Temidayo is one of the members of the Nocode Africa team, right? So we have like guys that are very good at building applications, right? So he handled the front end. I'm saying this in case you're looking for someone, maybe you're looking for a talent. Let's say you're a client, you're looking for someone to actually work on the front end of your application, or if at all you're just a developer and you don't like to do front end like me, so you can actually hire from our community and then get your stuff done for you real quick. All right, so let's continue building, right? So here, just like I said, we're not going to be doing front end. We already have the front end already done for us, and we're jumping straight into backend. This is going to be a very interesting tutorial series because you're going to get to learn how to integrate an API that will allow you to make calls, right? So actually I'm supposed to make this a paid course, right? But I'm going to put a link under this video for those people who want to just support what we do at Nocode Africa, right? This video is totally going to be free, and so if at all you love what we're doing and you want to just support us, then you can just check the link under the video. You will see where to just click to support us, right? So I'll drop a link on Selar. I'll drop a link for Patreon as well. So and if at all you need access to our direct details, you can just let us know as well. Okay, so thank you very much for listening to that. All right, so these are just the UIs for the application. We're going to start building it straight up. Now, for us to build this, if at all you're a first timer, right? Let's say this is your very first time watching a tutorial on the Nocode Africa channel, or trying to learn how to build apps without coding, this is not the best video for you, really. So if you also check again under the description of this video, I have already provided a tutorial series that you can use, which is totally beginner friendly. This one is not very beginner friendly because it doesn't include front end. All right, so this is just going to be beginner friendly for people who want to learn backend, right? So if at all you've not done front end before, then you're gonna have like some issues enjoying what I'm doing here. Okay, so let's go ahead and just build the application straight up. Okay, good. Now here is our settings for our application, right, in the FlutterFlow dashboard. So what we need to do first of all is to connect our Firebase. So Firebase is the storage for our application, so the users get to like create an account. All the details are being stored in Firebase, and Firebase is also used for authentication. It provides us with some level of security, a good level of security really for our files. And this is just what you need to do. Just go to firebase.google.com and let it be that you had already signed into your Gmail account, right? So I've already signed into mine, so I'll just click here to go to console, and once I click to go to console, I will be taken to the panel where I will see the projects that I have created, right? So I'm just going to click here to create a new project, and here I'm going to call it medic. All right, so I'll just call it medic. All right, so I'm calling it medic, and I'll just say continue, and then I'm not turning on the Google Analytics project. I'll just click on create project. All right, so I'll wait for a couple of seconds, and then this will, complete what it's doing. And this is me back to FlutterFlow dashboard, and I click on Firebase because I need to put the Firebase project ID here. All right, that's cool. So I'm gonna just wait for it to finish provisioning the resources. I think it's almost done. When it's done, I will see a button here. So this is the button. Your Firebase project is ready. So I click on continue, and after a while I am here. I'm gonna click on the gear icon here, go to project settings. Then I'm going to go ahead and just copy this unique project ID. Now, before I go back here, let's just go ahead and do it just so that we can run into that error, and then you can see. So I'm going to click to connect. It's going to show me an error here. FlutterFlow does not have access to this Firebase account. Please add Firebase at FlutterFlow.io as an editor. So what that means is we need to come here to users and permissions, right? And then we need to click to add member, and we're going to say Firebase at FlutterFlow.io. Okay, then we're gonna put it up as an editor. All right, then we click on done, and then we add member. So when we're done with that, we're just gonna come back here and click on connect. This time around it's gonna work. It says here success. I'm gonna click on generate config files and click on generate files. These are like some small tiny bits of data or bit of files that it needs our application needs to run properly. So we're just going to wait for a couple of seconds, and then we will be done with generating the configuration files. So while that is going on, we need to go back to Firebase and go to authentication. I clicked on authentication, and I'm going to get started with my authentication. I'm going to get started with my authentication, and I'm going to say email and password. I'm going to enable it. I'm going to say save. All right, so that's it. So I've enabled that. Then the next one I need to do is go to Firestore database. Yeah, so click on Firestore database, and I'm going to just go ahead and turn it on. So let's see here. I'm gonna turn it on. It's gonna show me get started just like the other one. So I'm gonna click create a database, and I'm going next. I'm starting in production mode. Then I'll just say create. All right. So after creating that, I think we're good for now. So let's come back here. This one has finished what it was doing, so we're good. Now the next thing we need to just do is what do? We just need to click on here, the wizard, scroll down here and say next step. So we want to enable authentication, and we also want to enable creating user collection. So I'm gonna say start building. We're gonna have like 2 errors here somehow. Yeah, so we have 2 errors. So app assets, no, app details. So we need to put the entry page. That's what these errors are about. Authentication page setup. Project has authentication, but entry page is not specified. Project has authentication, but logged in page is not specified. So this is it. When the user gets to log into application, where do they go to? So this is gonna be the very first page. We don't have like a splash screen here, so this is gonna be our first page. So let's come back here and look for get started. So I'm gonna click here, and let's not get started, I guess. So it's gonna be onboarding, and then here is gonna be homepage. So homepage is the page they get to see when they're logged in. So this one, we bring them here. Okay, so that way the error is gone, and we can come back here and look at what onboarding looks like. So onboarding is the very first page they get to see. So this is the onboarding page, and we are good. So we will just try to adjust a couple of things here. Let's come here, and this is a page view, right? So this is a page view, just allows us to switch in between, right? So this is page view. Let me close this. Right, so this is another one. So right now we just need to adjust it a bit. So let me see. This is the image, and I think I'm gonna just reduce the height of this picture. Can I just make it 392? Yeah. So let me see how it looks like here. Okay, so this and then this. All right. So well. It could have, this is basically page view, that's fine, but this is just to like make make it not to have too many pages. So yeah, let's add some padding here. Let me see, do we have paddings there? Not really exactly. We don't have a lot of padding there, so let's just leave it like that. Okay, so then I can go back here to the first one and just make it the same thing. Just say 3. So alright, so this is good. Alright, we're fine. We can always come back and adjust the front end a bit later. So get started. So here, what we need to do is when the user comes to get started, what should happen? So they click on get started and they come here, right? So they come here. This is gonna bring them to this part that says login, right? So get started. So we're gonna add an action. So the way it works is when building an application in FlutterFlow, right? So to integrate the backend, you just need to add something called actions, and that's what happens here. So you just come over to this place, you click on, just tap on it, and this is the action flow editor. You can open it when you want to add many or let's say multiple actions. So I'm going to click here to add an action. The action is going to be to go to login page. So I'm clicking here, so navigate to login page. Then we need to work on the transition type. So I want this like an instant transition, so from here straight to the login page. So now if you come here to the storyboard, and let's try to make this a bit small. Okay, let's see, can we that didn't work out the way I wanted. Okay, I think that storyboard crashed. Yeah, I wanted to like reduce it so I can see it properly, but somehow it crashed. So I wanted to just see the connection. So this is basically connected to this. All right, so let's just keep adding more and then it to reduce by itself. So when you click on that, it takes you to login. This is login page. So let's come here. This is our page for login. And all right, that's it. So welcome back, login to continue. This one is to create account. Let's add an action to this so that when a user clicks on this, it should take the user to a place where they can create an account. So I think that should be our sign up page. So I'm going to look for sign up page. Sign up. All right, so sign up. So this is it, sign up. I'm going to make it instant. So the user will be taken to the sign up page when they tap on this. Then forgot password. Do we have that yet? We don't have that yet. So we can always create that later. So now what we need to do is rename this text field. This text field is going to be called email. And this one is going to be called password. All right, that's just renaming the text field. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and click on this button. I want to add an action to this button such that it's going to determine what happens when the user clicks on this button. So here we want to log the user in when they type in something here that is correct, that is already there in our database. So I'm going to click here, add an action, and just say I'm going to search for Firebase, Backend database, Firestore, and I'm going to see here Firebase authentication, right? So I'm going to say login. I want to log my users in. So it's going to ask me what's the authentication provider. It's going to be email. And then what's the email, where are we taking the email address from? So we're taking it from the field called email. Where are we taking the password from the field called password. That's it. So now automatically when the user fills this thing and then clicks on login, it will take the user to the page that they're supposed to go to when they are logged in, which is the home page. All right, so we leave that for now. Now the next thing we need to do real quick is let's go back to the sign up page. So this is a sign up page. Create an account, start a healthy journey with us. So let's come here and change it to full name. I'm just also renaming this text field full name, and here I will say email, and here I will say password. There you go. Now that I've done that, I will just click on button, and here I'm going to go ahead and do what? I'm going to go ahead and add an action to this sign up button. This is going to be my sign up. So I'm going to say, let me go to where we have backend, Firebase authentication, create account. And then I can change my authentication provider to be email. The email field is going to come from the email field here, right? Then the password field is going to come from the password field. We're not doing anything with confirm password. Then now we have a new field here called the full name. So we need to click here to add a new field, and we're gonna look for the field called the field name called display name, and we're gonna say we want to store the value in the display name from a specific a variable. All right, and that variable is found inside the widget state that is called full name. All right, so when you type something inside here, all widgets have a state, and so when you type something inside here, it's basically picking what was inside that widget state into the database. All right, clear? So the next thing we need to do is I think we're done with these for now. So what we can do next is let's check it. So after these, you go to your complete your profile, right? So since it's a medical app, they need to get some information. So here we can come over to let's see what was the name of that, basics. So let's just come here and look for basics. Do we have that? Basics. No, we don't have it like that. So let me see, complete profile. Okay, so this is the place for completing your profile. So here, yeah, you type what you want, like what's your blood type is and your date of birth. Okay, so this date of birth it's best that you can actually type. Maybe later in the future of our application, maybe we can change this UI later and make it like calendar, but I'll just use what I have here. So because on the app, let's see, on the app this is how it looks like, but we can always like adjust that later. So let's come here and say date of birth. This one is height. This is gonna be weight. So you need to know your weight and your height, and then your blood type. All right, so blood type, there you go. So here we are. Let's change this to complete instead of compiled. Okay, so complete your profile. So now we have this. So these are just like the fields that we need to fill, or the user needs to fill after they create the account. So we are going to come back here to sign up. Let's click on the button here. So when the user signs up, we want the user to go to another page called complete. We need them to go here, complete profile. It's going to be instant. When they go to complete profile, that's when they get to see this particular page. No, not this one, sorry. They'll get to see the page that says complete profile. Then from there, they can go ahead and add these other details. So what we need to do is let's add all of these fields inside our collection for users. So date of birth, height, weight, blood type. So we come here and then we add the fields here. So date of birth, it's going to be for now let's just use a string. Later on we will use calendar details, calendar type. So weight is gonna just be string as well. What is the next thing? Height is also gonna be string. And blood type is going to be string as well. So we have that now. So what we need to do, there's this one, male and female, so we can say gender. So let's say gender, and it's a string. We'll just put the male or female. Okay, all right, so the next thing we need to do real quick is, all right, so this is button, and we can create for us to be able to change the colors when the user clicks on these or taps on this, right? So let's go ahead and come here, go to the scaffold, and then that will allow us to see the page, like where to create local page state. So the page state is just more like it's more like a place where you store some information for your application in that page. When you leave that page, you can find it there. We also have something called app state, where when you store information, right, you can access that information app wide. So here I'm just gonna say male. All right, so male, this is like a database. Just assume that it's a database because it is. Male is going to be I'm gonna use a boolean here, so true or false. So I tap like that because I want the initial field to be false, so I did that. Then add another field, and then I would say female, and it's going to be a boolean as well. On it and turn off. So initial value is false for both, and then that's it. So now when the user clicks on this, right, let's go ahead and add an action to that. Let's add an action. So that action is going to be state management, update page state, and it's going to be update the mail, make it set the value as true when the user taps on this, and simultaneously, right, you need to set the value of the female as false. All right, now I can just go ahead and copy this particular action, right, and click on the female button and just paste it. But here I'll say when you tap on the female, the male should be set as false and the female should be set as true. Now why are we doing this? We're doing this because we want to control the color of the buttons here. So if you go ahead and just click here to preview it, right, let me show you what happens. So when the user clicks on that icon, like what you're about seeing, nothing really happens. This is just when the user clicks on it. But we want it such that when the user clicks on male, or let's say female now, so the background here is going to turn to this color, the orange color, while the text will turn into white. And then when it comes back here, the same thing. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to add like a conditional statement to the colors, the few colors, and then we'll also do it for the text color. So let's click here and add conditional value. So here we'll click here and add a single condition, which when true, the value of the color will be set here. So here I'm going to look for the page state called male, and if male is equals to true, that's when male is equals to true. All right, then we're going to say stay on this primary color, like let it be this primary color. That means the background should be primary color. Otherwise it has to be I don't know what this color is. Okay, let's just copy this color. So I'm gonna click on this and click to open it. If it is not else, that's if it is not true, all right, then I want you to put this particular color, and then I'll confirm it. Okay, that's it. So I can go ahead and click this and copy this value. I need to put the same thing on the text inside the button, you see. So I'm gonna click here and paste it. So when male is true, the color should not be orange, the color is gonna be white, because we're doing it for the text now. Otherwise it should be black. So when it is false, it's gonna be black, just like this. This means that the state is not true. All right, so now that we've done for that, we can just go ahead and copy this and click on this and just go ahead and paste it here. So we'll paste it here and change the value of this one. So it's no longer going to be male, it's going to be female. It's going to be female, and female is equals to true. Then do this. Then I can just go ahead and copy this at once and then bring it here and paste it. So when female is true, the color is going to be white, because now we're doing it for the text. Otherwise it's going to be black. And that's it. So we have done this successfully. I think that's about it. But now we need to be able to save the value of the gender. So we need to come to we need to create another one here. Let's still go to that same page state. So let's add another one here and just call it gender. This is going to be the one that chooses the value. So well, I'm just doing it like this. So gender would just say male. That's if it is initial value is just male. Okay, so then we can just confirm it. So what's gonna happen here is when the user taps on this, okay, so we're going to go ahead and update another page state, this one, and we're gonna set the value as male. So when you tap on this, and then when you tap on this one, we're just gonna set the value of this gender as female. Okay, that's it. So this is how we're doing that. When we click on continue, and then we can now go ahead and store the information inside. So let's just go ahead and do it. Now to complete your profile, you're basically updating the details of your account. All right, so we can just come over here and say backend database Firestore update document. What document are we updating? We're updating the authenticated user document reference, this one. All right, so we select it, and then we can add the fields now. So first of all, we need to pick the date of birth. We say from variable, and we go here to the widget state, and we pick this. That's it, one done. Then the next one is going to be the height. The height is going to be from variable, is going to come from widget state height. There you go. Then the next thing is going to be the weight. Weight is going to come from from variable, and it's going to come from the widget state for weight. And then I'm going to go ahead and do blood type. Blood type is this is a blood type, and I'm going to just say from variable, and then widget state blood type. So that's about it. And then I think from after here we need to do one more thing. So another one is going to be the gender. So gender here, the specific value, we're going to say from variable, and we're going to go to weight, page state, and gender. So whatever is being stored inside that field called gender at the end of all of this tapping and clicking, right? So we're going to put it there. Okay, so continue. So when the user is done and clicks on continue, I just opened the action flow editor. I want the user to be navigated to home page. All right, so home page, and it's gonna be instant. So this is it. So if we come back to the storyboard here, so this is it. I'll make it a bit smaller. So onboarding. Oh, that's a storyboard that's crashed again for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so we will just continue building our application from there. We will just leave the storyboard for now. I don't know why the storyboard is crashing. Okay, it's now showing a bit better. So from here we have here, from here we have here, from here we have here, and then from here we have here. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's continue building. All right, so what we have done so far is just to complete the onboarding processes, where the user gets to see this first, and then they are taken to this particular page where they get to complete their profile, and after that they are taken to the page they are supposed to see when they are done completing their profile. So this is it. So here we can begin walking our backend forward. So let's take a look at the UiUx design. So we have finished this particular part. Okay, we haven't really finished this particular part. Okay, I just discovered we haven't finished. So so after this, the user is supposed to come to services that they want. All right, so let's go ahead and just continue building then. All right, so let's go to, what is the name of that service? Let's see. Service, the top article services. Okay, so this is it. So I think this is the services that they want. Okay, what type of services you want? It's different from this particular design. So let me see. So we have saved, we have homepage, we have okay, so where is it? I'm trying to find the emergency unlocked. Okay, let's see quickly where it is. Type of services. So I think this is the one. All right, so this is the screen that has to do with this one. So when the user is done with the basics, right after they've completed their profile, they move to this particular point. So let's switch that action a bit. So this place says type of services. Let's try to see how we can work on that real quick. So here we're going to go to complete profile, right? And then we're going to switch it again. So here we're going to come here, open the action flow editor, and instead of going to the home page, we're going to go to type of services. So here, instant. So the user gets to go to type of services, and on reaching here, this is where we're going to do some really interesting things. So we have okay, so all the names here are psychologist. Okay, not super cool anyways. So let's try to see how we can switch that. All right, so we'll just work on it straight up. So we have here psychologists, ophthalmology. So let's just go ahead and just fix these names real quick. I think if you click on that, if you can't access the name like that, you can just come to, where is it? I'm supposed to see where to copy the name from here, so it's not showing me either, right? I'm supposed to like see that here. So I think I can create link. Okay, not at all. I haven't seen what I'm looking for. So does that mean I'm gonna have to type this? Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and select a font, maybe just this one. With that I can copy this. Okay, it doesn't allow me to. Alright, so I'm gonna just type these names myself. Alright, so this one here is going to be, I'm going to just zoom in. Yeah, so let's go here to let's look at that spelling again. Alright, so optal. Mologist. Okay, so I think I got that correct. Alright, so the next one is a dentist. Here is gonna be a dentist. Okay, dentist, it has an S at the end. Okay, then cardiologist. Okay, so here is gonna be our cardiologist. Okay, so we will fix these things one by one, right? So but let's just start the back end here at once. So here is what we're gonna do. We want a situation whereby when the user taps on these things, right, it's gonna have the color. Like for instance now, if you each of these has a color behind. Let me show you something. So if I come here and I click on this container, right, and then I click here, let me say I delete this thing, the color. All right, so you see here it has this particular design here. So this one as well has same thing. All right, so let's take off the color. So just like this. So this is what we're gonna do for our backend, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it such that when the user clicks on this, right, it's gonna come up with this orange background, and when it is not clicked, it's going to have this other kind of background. Okay, so let's do exactly what we did before, here. So I'm going to just copy this keyword, and I'm going to go to the scaffold of the page, and I'm going to start working on it. So here I want to create the page states, so I'm going to create a page state called psychologist. All right, do we have a space here? State field name must be camel case. Okay, so we have to use this one as small letters. Okay, so this is gonna be a boolean. All right, true or false, and I'm keeping it as false. The initial value is false. Then I'm gonna add the next person. All right, so let's just quickly type it, small letter first. All right, so there you go. Then we can go ahead and do the next one, boolean, and then keep it as false. Let's add another one. We'll just do only the very first 4, right? We will always like wrap the whole thing up later. So let's go ahead and do the next one, dentist, small letter, dentist. Okay, so dentist is going to also be boolean, and we're going to have this one that says cardiologist. Cardiologist. This is going to be boolean, and we're gonna come to confirm it. All right, so that's it. How do we use this? So what type of service do you want? All right, so what we're gonna do is the user, obviously the user should be able to select as many as possible. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create another field here called services. All right, so services, and this services is going to be a string. It's going to be a list of all these things. So then we're going to say it's a list, and it's the list, and the type inside that list is string. All right, so we're just going to confirm it. Now what we're going to do next is really cool, right? So let's start with this. So I'm going to click on this container, and when the user taps on that container, we're going to add an action, right? So the action is going to be to update the page state. So update page state. Where is it? Update page state, and we're gonna click it to select the page we want to update. So it's going to be all the page states that we're gonna update. So we start with this one. We're gonna set the value as what, true, because this is the one that has been tapped. And then here we're gonna set this one as what, false. All right, and then the next one we're gonna set these as false, and then the next one we're gonna set it as false as well. sets it as false. Then the next one, which is the services, we're gonna put the value here. So set value. No, we're not saying set value. We want to add to list because it's a list. So we're gonna add to list. This is going to be psychologist. All right, so we're adding this to the list. So when the user taps on this, we're adding that to the list. So we're gonna create another action later where the user can, you know, double tap and it to remove that particular thing from the list. All right, and then of course the color will change as well. All right, so we do that, and I think we could just add all of these things really for real. So yeah, let's just do all of it. Let's go ahead and create the remaining page states. At least let's just create all the page states. Then we can later on, you know, add actions to it. Yeah, but let's just create all the page states because we need it. So here, I'm just going to go quickly to do, okay. So I think I need to go back and get it from here. So nose specialist and hat specialist. So this is gonna be nose specialist, and it's going to be a boolean, it's false. Then here we're gonna go for hot specialist. All right, does it have an S? No. Okay, it's gonna be a boolean. All right, I hope that you're following this. If at all you're following this and you're enjoying our tutorials, please don't forget to like this video and then of course subscribe to this YouTube channel. Pulmonology. Oh, this is crazy. Pulmonology. I can't even really pronounce that. So let's say pulmonologist. Pulmonologist. Wow, interesting. Medical guys are really trying with all these big words. So I'm just gonna copy this word, guys. Really. Okay. So pulmonologist. Okay, now it's easier to pronounce. Okay, pulmonologist. Right, I think I'm freelancing the word now. Okay, so we have hematologist. All right, that one is cool. So boolean, and let's add another one. So hammer. I think this has to do with blood. Hematologist. All right, so well, it's here. Hematologist. I don't know, I thought there's always an R there. So okay, hepatologist. Let's add another one. Yeah, I know this is the boring side of the app development. You can skip this. You could just forward the video to where I'm already done with this. Hepatologist. Okay, so here I'm just gonna make it a boolean and false. Okay, let's go to, okay, I will stop pronouncing these things, guys. So we're just gonna write this word. Okay, good. So PANCREAR. Okay, T-gist. All right. Okay, so that's it. And boolean, let's do this. Then the last one, right? Okay, second to the last. Nephrology. Yeah, that one is easy. And we go to, let's make it boolean, and let's add the last one, gastrologist. Okay, so all right, gastrologist. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do this and boolean, and there you go. All right, so yeah, we've done this. Well, I just wanted us to add all of that, and so I think we're good. In as much as we've done all of that, I will still just stick to the first four really, but I just wanted to create those page states. So now let's go back to what we were doing. So when the user taps on this, so we do all of this setting of values. Nice. So we're just going to go ahead and so I think I remember why I did this, so that when I copy it at once, it will just stick. All right, so let's just do it at once. Yeah, since I've added them, this is why I did it. So let's just go ahead and say set value false. Yes, I'm gonna add another one, just setting values as false for all these guys. Set values false, and set as false as well. Then we add another, we'll just add this real quick. Okay, so set value because later on when we want to edit it, it's going to be super complex because we've already carried it across different buttons. So yeah, it will make sense. That's why I needed us to just at least, you know, put it out first. Okay, so here I'm gonna just complete it. I think I'm done. So here I'm just gonna say set value. All right, so we're good now. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this, all of this, copy the action, and I'm going to come over to this one, this container, and I'm gonna paste the action here. But this time around, when the user clicks on this, it's going to turn everything else as false, but this particular one is going to be set as true. That's it. All right, then this one I will go ahead and just add the action to this, paste it. So this is gonna turn to false. This one is already false. Dentist is going to be true. Okay, then this one, or this is the last one we're gonna add an action to. So we're gonna set this one, turn it to false, and then just cardiologist is set as true. Okay, so now we've done that. How are we gonna use it? Now let me show you real quick. So we're gonna use it here on the container. So let's go ahead and come back to properties and then add like a condition to this field color. All right, so I'm gonna click on this and go to conditional value. That's if, then, or else kind of, you know, logic. So I'm gonna click here and add condition, single condition. I'm gonna say you know, if we go to the page state, psychologist, if the psychologist is equals to true, all right, that psychologist is equals to true, I want you to make the primary color as the color of the background. That's the color of this container. Otherwise, I want you to, so let's just confirm this because I need to copy the color of this container when it is not selected. So this is the color. I'm just going to copy it. So let's come back here and complete our, you know, logic. So else, that's if psychologist is equals to true, then use this color for this container. Otherwise, just leave it as this one. Okay, that's it. So we've done this for the container. We need to do the same thing for the text. So I'm just going to click here and copy this logic. All right, and then I'm going to come to where we have the text. So this is the text. I'm going to click on it, then click this and then paste it. So if the psychologist is true, that means the color has to be white, secondary background. And if it is false, like it is false in this case, then it's going to be black. All right, I hope you're following. That's it. So we've done for that one and we're good. So I'm going to come over to this one and I'm going to just paste the color here. I'm going to paste it here. Then we have to change this. So instead of psychologist, we're going to be looking for the second stuff, ophthalmologist, and I'm gonna confirm, and there you go. So I'm gonna click on this and just copy this and then take it to the text. So in this case, when I'm gonna just paste it here, if the value is true, then we want it to be, you know, white, remember, and if it is false, like it is false now, we want it to be black. So confirm. So we do the same thing for these other one. So let's come back here and do it. So I'm gonna click here and I'm going to just paste it, and here we're gonna change the value. What we're gonna change it to is going to be this one, dentist. We're gonna change it to dentist, right? And then dentist is equals to true. Then I can just quickly copy this. We're almost done with this particular, you know, series of similar things. So I'm going to paste this here, and this is going to be secondary background, that's white, and this is going to be black when it's false. When it's not true, of course. When it's not true means it's false. So then this is the last part. I'm going to just go ahead and what do I do here? I'm going to click here to paste, and here we're going to change it to cardiologist, right? So page state, cardiologist, and confirm, and yeah, we're good. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this and take it to the text, and I'm going to paste it here and change this to secondary background and change this to black. All right, so I think that's about it. So now we have done that. What we need to do now is just to see if our application works. So I'm just going to go ahead. Let's come over here and try to run our application. I'm going to come here first to the settings, and I'm going to go ahead and deploy my Firestore rules. All right, I'm deploying my Firestore rules, and after I've deployed that, we should be able to test the application. All right, so but now well, let's just deploy it first. Let's run into some errors before we try to fix it. I know we're gonna run into some errors, and I want us to. Then from there we can know what's wrong with our application or not. So I'm gonna click on this to run our app. So we're gonna wait for some few seconds until this loads up properly, and we can have the application running on the debug mode, which is what we're going to use to test our application right here on the FlutterFlow platform. Okay, so this is how our application looks like, right? This is how it looks like on the debug menu, let's call it that. So this is how it looks like. Yeah, so what we're going to do right now is to just try to test the application. But I know you might be curious, why do we have a black background when we don't have a black background here in the main application? So the reason for that is because of something that we're going to change real quick now. So I think you can come here, team settings, is it here? Yeah, so team settings, then you can come to design, no, not design, colors. Yes, colors. Under colors you will see dark mode theme. All right, so this is like the theme for dark mode. So if you turn this off and then just run this all over again, it will, the background will be white. Okay, but we won't do that now. Let's try to figure out how our application works. So this is it. I clicked on get started. This is where you're supposed to log in, and this is where we click to create an account. So let's try to create an account. David O'Rourke, and then my email. All right, so then I just put random password, 8 digits. Okay, so let's try to see how it works. So I'm trying to sign up right now, and I want to see whether it's gonna work out. So if it doesn't work out, we're gonna run into an error, or like run into some sort of problem, and then we will try to fix it, because I want you to see it. All right, so somehow it didn't work out. So we have not been given access to this application. So let's just go ahead and refresh our Firebase project and see whether any credential has been stored inside Firebase. Now there's one thing that we haven't done, which is the storage. So I just wanted to confirm whether this is gonna work or not. All right, so it actually created one user. So here we have a user, but for some reason we have a user. Okay, it created a user, very fine. And then authentication wise, this is the user, this is where we are supposed to see the list of users. So we have it, like it has created an account for me, but for some reason it hasn't. Okay, it actually did take me to another page. Okay, I don't know, I think it's because of the black and white thing. So it did take me here, so I can tap on this to say that I'm male or this is female. You see it's changing, right? It's basically changing. This is what we were doing that time. And then if you come over here to where we have the search of the variables that we are using in our application, if you come to where we have gender, you see here we have gender. I think let's say current user document. No, not this one. I'm looking for page states, where I can find that. Page states, can I find page states? Blood type. Okay, this is the widget state. Okay, so let me see. So gender. Okay, so here it is, the page states. So gender shows here male. So if I because it's selected on male, if I click on female, it's female, right? So now you see here, the male is false, the female is true. So that's basically what we were doing. Now let's go ahead and put a date of birth. I would just say today's date, 18 November. All right, November 2024. Height, I'll just say 180, and weight, yeah, 67. Blood type, I will just write here what we already have here, B+. Okay, so now this is all of it, right? So what we can do now is we can just go ahead and click on continue. So yeah, so we click on continue. It's going to take us to here. Now we will have to create an account again, so that we can see this in a beautiful way without having the black background thing. Yeah, or better still, let me try to see if at all we can just switch it to light mode. Yeah, so with light mode I think we should see something better. So because the other one was the dark mode because it was turned on, so now we are switching it to light mode so we can see. Oh, it actually jumped all of that particular process and has taken us to this because it reloaded. Okay, all right, that's fine. So but not super fine. Anyways, it brought us to the home page without us fixing up the other one. So that's like a bug we'll need to fix. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to go ahead and go back to the app and come back here. And okay, yeah, we did this. So let's go ahead and let's see. Yeah, this is supposed to be, I've turned off the dark mode, right? Yes. And this is supposed to just go back to, all right, so let's just go ahead and I'll come here to the authentication side and I'm going to delete this user. So I'm gonna just like remove this user, delete account, delete the account out so we can create the account all over again. Then I'll come to Firebase, Firestore, and I need to delete this person out. So I'm gonna delete the document. So I delete the document out. So that's gone. So now we can go back here and we will just go ahead and do an instant reload. It's supposed to log us out totally. So we can go back and see the very first page of our application. And then we can start all over again to create an account and see all the things that we need to see. All right, I hope that you're excited about this course. And just like I said at the beginning, if you want to support us, you just check the description under this video. You'll see a link to support us. And yeah, we will be super thankful for the support. Yeah. Okay, while we're waiting for this to show up and so that we can see the complete application, how it works. Okay, yeah, now we have the perfect colors. So here we can just go ahead and click on get started, click on create account, and let's start all over again. So David Orok, and then here I'll just type my email and then my password. All right, then I click on sign up. So after this is going to take me to the part where I need to put up some of my details. Okay, so mail, actually it's supposed to just, well, it's good, it shouldn't select mail automatically. So yeah, so I say mail, date of birth, what did I choose? I say 13 November 2024, 180 cm, we can say like that. 60, no, let's say 70 kg. All right, so blood type, we just leave it here as B+. All right, so then from there we can click on continue, and that way we have the site. Now this was the part we worked on. So when you tap on it, you see this worked. I tap on this, I tap on this, I tap on this. Oh, okay, so we did mess up some things. We shouldn't make it so. What type of services you want for emergency? So the user should actually be able to tap on multiple, not just one. Yeah, so this is where we will begin our fixing. All right, so let's come back here. What we did initially was when the user taps on this, it makes the remaining false. Yeah, it makes the remaining false, and that's not really what we want. So let's go ahead and come here. This is gonna be hard. So you tap on this, it turns it to true. You should be able to tap on any. Okay, so I'm gonna remove all of this. Yeah, so we want you to be able to tap on as many as possible. So let's remove this, remove dentist, remove this. Command Z, services. What did I remove? Okay, there's one that I just removed, services. Okay, this is list. Services is a string. Psychologist. Okay. All right, so let's take this one out. Then let's take this dentist out. Then let's take this one out. This one is still there. Then let's remove all of this one. Let's remove all of them. Okay, all right, so we just basically need two. So we need the psychologist and then we need the services. Okay, so yeah, the reason is because we want to be able to select multiple, but if you want a user to just select one per time, right, that's the other strategy that you're going to use. Okay, so what we're going to do now is going to be quite simple. We are going to let me see, we're going to go ahead and do some fixing. Let's see. So we did this and then this, we added to the list. Fine. Okay, so the same thing, let's do the same thing for this. So this is going to be psychologist. We don't really need this, so we can just take it off. This one is going to be true, then the rest false. Let's leave the services, let's take these ones out. Okay, so then let's come back here and do the same thing to all of them. So this is like the new normal, right? So let's just take these off, then this is left there, then take these off, services is left, then we remove all of this. Okay, then I can click on this and tap on this, click on this. Then let's go ahead and remove these, this one, leave the cardiologist, and then we can remove the remaining. All right, so now what do we do? So when you tap on this, it just makes it true, and of course that's fine. And we wanted to keep adding it to the list, right? So now what we're gonna do now, let's just walk through it like together. Cancel, Command Z. So I'm gonna click on this. When the user taps on this, all right, it makes the page state true, so we see the color, and it adds the psychologist in the list of services. In this services, we use a list of strings. That's fine. Now the next thing we could do is let's make it such that if at all they selected that by mistake, that means they should be able to change it. So I just click to open the action flow editor. Let's add another action, but before then let's just copy this one. So I'm going to click on this and say on double tap. All right, so on double tap. So if you tap on it twice, so I'm going to paste this. If you tap on it twice, it's going to turn this to false. All right, and then it's going to remove. Let's just copy this because I know if I change it, it's going to go out. It's going to remove from list this value. All right, so that's it. So when you tap on it, it selects, makes it true. That means it also adds that this to this list. And when you double tap, it makes it false. That means it's deselecting, and then it has to remove this particular value from that list. So that's it. So we do the same thing to this one. I'm just gonna click to open the action flow editor. I'm gonna copy the action, and I'm gonna click here to add on double tap. Then I'm gonna paste it, and here I will turn this to false when you double tap. And then here I'm just gonna copy it, and why do we have that? Hold on. Ophthalmologist. Oh, we should have something here. Hold on. Okay, this is not cool. Alright, so I needed to just put this up here. So we add this, and then on this part we will make it false. Yeah, so then we remove from list this value. Okay, so that's it. So then this one we can go ahead and come here and do the same thing. This was still, wow, why? Okay, because I just copied the whole thing. So this is gonna be dentist. Alright, so I'm gonna just copy this action, click to open the action flow editor, add another action on double tap, and then paste this. And then here I'm going to just turn this to false, and then copy this, click this, and say remove from list this. Alright, that's good. Then here I'm just gonna copy this one, and let's come here and change it to what? Cardiologist. Alright, so I'm just gonna let's go ahead and just copy this first. Copy action, click to open the action flow editor, add another action on double tap, and then paste it, and then turn this to false, and copy this first, then click and say remove from list, and then paste this. So yeah, we've done that and we're good. So what I can just do, remember this one was just, if you tap it, it just goes around like this. So now we're going to just go ahead and do an instant. Let's delete this thing. We're gonna delete this user again from the database. I'm gonna delete the document from here, then I'll go back and delete this user from here, delete account. Then we will just go ahead and then do an instant reload, because we're starting all over again. We're starting all over again to just so to fix that, because that's like an onboarding. It's not like for every single change we need to delete the account, but for onboarding, the only way we can see it is when the user is creating an account. So that's why we're doing this. So now we won't, after this, we won't have to do that anymore. Okay, so yeah, we're good. And yeah, now so what we can do is click to get started, create an account, and just type my name really fast. And here I'll just put my email really fast, and then type my password and click on create account. And then now we're gonna have the this part, so I can just say mail, so it shows here mail, you see. And then date of birth 13th November 2024, 180 cm, 70 kg, B plus. Okay, then like that. Okay, so now if we tap on this, all right, you see it works. All right, so if I tap on this, this also gets selected. This is selected. This is selected. Now, if you come over here to services, you see here the services have been added: psychologist, ophthalmologist, dentist, cardiologist. Now look at this. If I double tap, all right, it removes. It's now only 3 items. It removes psychologist from there, and then this is gone. If I double tap, it removes and then just adds it like this. So that's why we were creating what we're creating. So I'm just gonna do this, and so let's just say okay, so these 2 people. All right, so we can now click on done. Well, we didn't put any action on done unfortunately, so we're gonna have to create an account again. All right guys, so anyways, I hope that you're enjoying what I'm doing. So here this is supposed to be what type of services you want for emergency. So here we can come back to Firestore, go back to user, and say emergency services, emergency services. So we can say here it's going to be a string, it's going to be a list, and then we do like this. This is where we're going to store all the information. So what we're going to do next is we're going to just go ahead and update this detail into our Firebase. So here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go ahead and click this. I'm going to click to add an action. The action, what I'm going to do now is going to be a backend database action, Firestore to update document. We're updating the user reference of the authenticated user, and the field I'm going to just be updating is going to be the emergency services, and it's a list. So I'm going to click add to set, and we're just going to say from variable, I'm going to pick the value from page state. I'm going to pick it from services. And okay, so now for some reason it's not allowing me to put in all of those things. So I'm trying to figure out why. All right, so add to set. So let's see. Did I say add to set? Set value. Let's just say set value, right? So let's set value, and then go to page state, and then pick services. And yeah, set value is better than add to set, because adding to set means you want to add, then add something else and all of that. So yeah, just set the value automatically. And then after that, what do? We need to move to the home page. So I'm gonna just go to home page. So we're navigating to home page, instant transition type, and that's it. So I hope that you've gotten like an understanding of this, and I think what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna just go ahead and just delete the account again, and let me just quickly reload this. I'll delete the account again so we can just do it one more time, and then go to the we'll go to the dashboard, the home page. So let me come here to Firestore database, and I'm going to just go ahead and let's delete these delete this document. All right, so this is it. I've deleted the document. I'm just gonna do an instant reload, and we do this last part like really fast because we don't have anything else to work on, right? So yeah, this is basically how to build an application. You just keep testing and fixing, testing and fixing, testing and fixing. This is just the way. It's the way of the Mandalorians. Okay, so this is it. Create an account, and here I'm just gonna say David, and then here I'm gonna say my email, and then my peculiar random password, and then create account, and mail, and 13 November 2024, 170 180 I think cm, 70 kg. all right, and B plus. So continue, then I can pick this, and now I want to double tap. I want to see this person and this person, so I'll click on done. Now I'm being taken here. So we will try to fix all these other errors, which is basically like space related errors, so we will try to fix them. Meanwhile, I hope that you're excited about this. We will continue.